Men and women are different. Men and women have different ways of dealing with life, situations, and human interaction. This is important understanding when it comes to parental roles in adolescent development. The father and mother both benefit children and help them develop cognitive, socially, and emotionally as they grow. Mothers protect, dads protect, but they protect differently. Protection doesn't just involve physical safety, but also emotional security.
Hello, my name is Ken Mills. I'm a psychology major at the University of Chaminade, and I would like to touch on the subject of the absence of the father and the effects that it has on adolescents. You see, I was one of those young adolescents growing up, and I didn't really have a father figure in my life growing up as an adolescent. My dad died when I was around 11, 12 years old, and didn't have a lot of positive role models. And so this subject is really dear to my heart. It's also dear to my heart because today's society, the family structure has changed dramatically. A lot of fathers are not either not in the house or they're not engaged with their children, and I believe that's having a major effect on the way that young men are growing up and uh, how they're developing into men. And um, a group of researchers came together and they outlined three fundamental aspects of father involvement. And they are: one, engagement. A father's direct contact and that father's interactions with their children. How are they engaged with the child? And two is availability. Is the father really available, not just physically, but also emotionally? You know, is the father there? Is the presence there? Or are they accessible to the child? Three is responsibility. They say that the fathers should be the head of the house and should be the providers. But in today's society, that has kind of shifted with a lot of women being empowered and being able to move up the company chains and hold high executive positions. And so it's not about the financial responsibility. It's just a father being there as a resource and being available and being responsible. These traits are just a couple of things that are positive ways to help the nurturing father-child relationship. And there's just some things that, when a father is involved, that is just irreplaceable to their children. And research has also shown that, fathers who are involved in their kids' life, um, the kids usually end up having a lot higher self-esteem and they show fewer signs of depression than the children without fathers. Question: what happens to a household and to the children when the father is removed? What happens to the family structure?
One out of three children in America live in households without their biological fathers. This means 24 million kids are growing up in homes without their dads. Children who grow up in fatherless homes are 5 times as likely to be poor.
Fatherless boys and girls are 2 times as likely to drop out of high school, 2 times as likely to end up in jail, and 4 times as likely to have emotional and behavioral problems.
71% of pregnant teenagers grow up without a father.
71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless homes.
70% of juveniles in state reform institutions grew up in single-parent homes or without parents.
Children who grew up in fatherless homes are twice as likely to abuse alcohol or illegal drugs.
63% of youth suicides are from fatherless homes.
What do you feel like is the most important thing you're missing not having your dad around?
The congratulating, being there, and the love.
What mean the love? Your mom gives you love, right?
Yeah, but everyone needs a dad in their life.
Well,
Just like the boys, you can't grow up being only with a mom, especially if it's a girl and they're not your own gender.
so how do you feel a dad would be different from your mom? A dad's love is different from your mom's love. How do you feel it's different?
I feel medium, sad and happy because I am a girl, and with the gender it kind of gets a little boring sometimes because you need someone else to be there for you, especially if you're dad, because I'm not picking them over the mom, but like they should be giving you the more love because they're dads and they should be there and they're the bigger people.
So how old were you when your dad left?
Honestly, I can't remember, but I think it was around when I was 6.
Are you 6? Do you not remember your dad in your life?
Not a vivid memory.
What do you feel like is the most important thing you're missing in your life not having your dad around?
I think it's trust.
Trust? What do you mean by trust?
It's hard to trust people if I don't know them. It's hard for me to trust them because I don't know what they can do to me. I don't know what I can do to them, and just hard to trust people.
So how old were you when your dad left?
I was 7, so I was like in the mid-year of my 2nd grade.
2nd grade?
Yes.
Do you remember your dad?
Yeah, I have some memories of him, but I only remember some stuff from like when I was 5, so like kindergarten to 2nd grade. But there's a few memories.
Now that you're older, what do you think is the biggest impact of not having a father around?
I think not having a father around, being raised just by my moms, I don't have a lot of skills as far as being a man is, so I think that's the biggest challenge for me, is I've had to learn and watch other men. So I had to get my own skills and learn my own way of becoming a man. So, yeah.
There was a researcher by the name of Palkovich that came up with 15 ways that he believes that fathers are involved with their children. They are communicating, teaching, monitoring, engaging in thought process, providing, showing affection, protecting, supporting emotionally, running errands, caregiving, engaging in child-related maintenance, showing interest, being available, planning, and sharing activities. You know, that list may seem like a long list, but that's just the basic, and so the basic structure for just being a father, being positive ways that a father can be involved with their child, and also helps contribute to the nurturing father-child relationship. There's just a couple of ways that a father can be involved, but there are so many ways that fathers can be involved with their children. It's sometimes some things are just you can't put words to it, and there's some things that are just irreplaceable to children with having their fathers around, and sometimes there's certain things that the father does that it really impacts their kids. Helps them live better lives, and a lot of times, especially with young males, having a father around helps kind of boost their self-esteem, and for children in general, having both parents around. Research has shown that those children usually have fewer signs of depression compared to children without their fathers around.
You love that woman right there? You love her, right? Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, you're not an adult till you're 18. Do you want me to be your daddy for the next 8 years, son? Huh?
Yes, sir.
You do? Why you want me to be your daddy?
I have no daddy.
So I want to close this video by talking to the fathers out there. Even if you are not still married to your children's mother, it's still important to be involved as a father. But how can you be involved as a father if you're no longer in a relationship with a child? Well, the first and foremost, the most important thing is spending time with your children or with your child. You can't get to know your child, and the child can't get to know you unless you spend time with that child. And then a father who spends time with their child, they get to understand a lot more about the emotional side, and the child it gets an understanding about their father, and the child needs love, attention, direction, and discipline. And if you're not around, then they can't receive that. But when you are around, what I learned was have fun. Don't always be serious. It's not all, you don't always have to be a disciplinary. Just have fun. Kids love to laugh, love to play games. Young men, they love touch. Believe it or not, they love to. My son, he acts like he doesn't want me to hug him, but I still hug him, and I know he enjoys it because he's Dad, but then he laughs. And don't stop as the children get older. Even as my kids are leaving adolescence, going into young adults, things have shifted. I play sports with them, we do music, and we just spend time. And I still hug them and tell them I love them. And then whenever you do spend time, make sure it's productive time. Make sure that whatever you're doing, your time with them is important. And the white space, fill in the white space. Talk about school, life, the activities they're in. Share some things with them that you're going through. And lastly, teach them about life. Because some of us didn't have anybody to teach us about life. And when we were growing up as young adults, young adolescents, a lot of stuff that we learned was from our peers. So if you are a father, become more involved.